The truth is that we do tend to look to men to run downstairs when there's a noise. Yeah. We do tend to look at men to, we hear something, or can you fix the tire? If you have a man around, you'd rather him do it. You know what I mean?
Come on, I feel like we're just lying to ourselves.
We're just lying to ourselves.
I was watching this video of these, maybe I can find it, I might be able to put it up here, but these oil guys work on the oil field out in Texas. Mm-hmm. The women in the comments are, oh, I know someone who can do that, but it's a woman. It's not just men that know how to do that. I mean, what, are you crazy? Are you guys seeing that too?
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I started thinking about the, what you call it?
What?
I don't know why this even, I think because I thought he said his name. But Alex Jones, he said it makes the frogs gay.
Oh! I'm like, what are you laughing at?
And I don't know why I thought that ran through my mind all of a sudden. We were talking, I just thought, I thought Alex Jones, and all I could see is when he said, they're putting something in the water to make the frogs gay.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Serious crap. I'm sick of being social engineered. It's not funny.
And all I could think is, please don't let that be true. I don't want men to be all gay. And then we really will have a problem if it's in the water.
100%.
If you're a man watching, please filter your water.
Yeah, filter your water, guys. All right, hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So, I had a comment. I'm just gonna. It's short. This guy just says, "Love what you two said about masculinity when we talk." That was from the Tom McDonald, the American Flags video. We had mentioned masculinity. We talked about that. Okay. He says, "I love what you two said about masculinity. Can you speak a little bit more on that?" That's what he says. Yes, we can. But a lot of you guys liked that we talked about the masculine part.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody would care about
that. I didn't think anybody cared about that. Here's the thing. I'm going to play a clip for you guys here in a second. The patriarchy is very important. And we stand by that. Like, that's something that we stand on. So we think that without it, you have a socially, what am I trying to say? Society, the structure of society, we believe, gets broken down without the patriarchy, which is what we are seeing, correct? So that's why we speak so highly of real masculinity, and then letting men celebrate that in the way they're going. I mean, like, we need to understand that needs to be there. And what we're seeing now is not a lot of masculine, people not being outwardly masculine anymore. And they're all afraid to be masculine.
Right. And in a personal note, we were raised without the patriarchy. Right. And so I know what it feels like to not have that person just be gone.
That void.
That void in your life and how it affects your life. And so because I did not have it, I feel like it's important that I feel like because I know now why a lot of things happen the way that they happen. Yeah. I feel like it's important to sort of share that and to make people understand that God made both of us, and so masculinity was very important because God made masculinity first. Yes. And so when we take away God's order, we really do mess up things. And so I always talk about the patriarchy first. I don't like feminism because I think feminism has hurt women, it's hurt men, and it's hurt our society in a big way. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we can do without it. It needs to just die. You know what I mean?
And it's changed, it's changed men a lot. Like the feminism has really changed men into becoming a bit more soft. When a man is just being a man, it's now referred to as toxic masculinity. And that to me is just insanity to me, that anyone would group that, with something as simple as being a man, just being a man. So, like we said, we speak about highlight of that. But anyways, I was going to play a clip real quick for you guys, with Vice. They did a video. I've tried to find the entire video and link it below, on this subject. But I have a little clip that kind of stood out to us, when we talk about this kind of the feminization of men and this type of thing. So
I'm a black man from the hood. When I was young, being a man, you had to be tough. You had to be hard. And now, to me, being a man is a lot different. Now, to me, being a man is knowing when to be soft, knowing that you don't always have to run the charge. You can actually listen. You know what I mean? So things have changed a lot over the course of the years for me.
I think that the notion of masculinity is just something that can be possessed by man or woman. Man, woman, non-gender conforming person. What it means to be masculine is just like, you know, changing and like very fluid.
What it means to be a man is to be a adult human man.
Number one is a man who walks with God. Point number two is a man who stands on principle. Point number three, which is a masculine man, is self-sacrificing. So someone who is willing to sacrifice for point four, the people that he leads. A true man is a leader. And number five, a masculine man is never a coward.
That's a lot there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to play that because it shows kind of the state of what's happening now. Nothing makes me cringe more than male feminists.
Yeah.
There's I mean, like, there may be something that makes me cringe more, but that is when I see men who have bought in to this whole feminism thing and have put their their manliness aside to appease women in this feminism thing, it is a very disturbing thing for me.
Yeah.
Then we clip on to the guy in the cowboy hat who totally gets it. Starts off with God and starts off with character, protection, simplicity of a man, and he showed the simplicity of a man. Everyone else was being more complex.
And I was annoyed with Vice by putting 3 black men on there. They were pretty weak.
Yeah.
I mean, the one guy talks about his struggles with being black right away. You know what I mean? The other guy, the heavyset guy with the braids, he's all, a man, anybody can have masculine tendency, women and men. And then you got Herschel Walker's son over here who's just gay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, come on. You know what I mean? It's just like, first of all, black men, there are black men who, they could at least put one in there.
That was masculine.
And you know what I mean? And they put the victims
in
the low energy.
Now,
And then, of course, the white guy with the cowboy hat, he started off with God and how God sees him.
Yeah.
And that isn't, and fortunately, he is right.
Yeah,
we're supposed to see ourselves as the way God sees us.
Yes, that's true.
That's it. Our identities have already pretty much been established when we were born, but we have work within our genders.
We're not
things that are built into us. That's why I say men and women are not the same. Women we are not built the same. We do not think the same. We do not deal with emotion the same. We are not the same. That's why I don't like feminism. That's why I don't like men trying to identify as male feminists, because we are not the same, and there's a good reason for that. Because we have different work to do in this world. You know what I mean? And when we start trying to be the same, what we have is what we have now. A very feminized country. Society that is broken and lost, and more women are running it, and it's becoming worse and worse and worse. And I worry about men, particularly young men, who don't have a place or anything carved out for them. Everything's about women. I mean, the suicide rate is high for guys from 18 to 25. It's gone up tremendously because there's nothing for men.
Yeah.
They're making men feel bad about what they're genetically supposed to be.
But it's so strange how feminine the country itself, the vibe of the country feels very feminine, directed.
Yeah.
And so when I see men kind of like buy into that, it's like, well, you're not even doing your role.
Yeah, and a lot of it is because they think they're not going to get women if they don't play that game. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, women do not like weak men.
No.
I don't care what these feminists say to you. I don't care what they say. No. They don't like it. They'll say a lot of things because they're trying to win arguments, but the truth is that any woman who knows who she is and from real sanity does not want a man who doesn't protect her and provide for her.
Right. That's the
very nature of us wants that in a man.
So when we reject that and we go against that, all of a sudden society looks weird, right? Society starts looking a little strange when we start going outside our roles. And so look at society right now. A little strange, right? You got drag queen story hour over here.
I mean, just just the pride parades and all in itself, it's inappropriate for it to be in public like that.
I give that because men have a way of creating structure. That's what they're there. That's what they're supposed to do.
Comfort.
And it's like a leadership thing. And I'm like, when we don't have that leadership, a male dominated leadership, I'm sorry. And I know this probably sounds like it's pushing someone way back in the kitchen from the 50s. I understand how that sounds, but I honestly believe, just through evidence really, that it just worked.
I mean, I've always been an old school girl. Yeah. You know what I mean? But sometimes I don't even think things are old school. They just are.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just how we are. It's how we're supposed to be. And when you mess with that, you put us all in danger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. It's just like I was watching this military. Sometimes I watch these military things on YouTube. I like watching those. And when I watch Marines have a drill sergeant, these men have a drill sergeant. It's a woman. It just something about it just is wrong. Watching a woman talk to like what looks like 300 men and screaming at them. It just something about that just seems twisted, not right.
Yeah, I've watched that too. And in the comments sections of that particular, I think it's the same video we watched, the men in there were like, there's no way I could ever have any woman talk to me like that. Now, then there's women who come in and say, oh, you're a misogynist. And that's just a sexist way of thinking, and you're a chauvinist. I'm like, no. As a man, he's doing what is natural to him. He's saying what is natural to him. And to him, it is extremely unnatural for a woman to be telling a man what to do. It just is.
Yeah, it just
is.
I mean, you can't look at like the smash and grabs and the the drag queen story hour and the you can't look at all these things and think that
this is a male dominated society.
Right. I mean, you look at this and you start thinking, you know what I mean? It's just, you can tell that women kind of are running things. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I think we don't appreciate masculinity at all. Really. We treat Father's Day like it's like, like it's nothing. Like it's St. Patrick's Day, really.
It's just a pass by.
We treat Father's Day so badly. We treat Mother's Day like it's like up here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just don't get that. You know what I mean? Men really are the backbone of this country and always have been. And like I've said before, that the only way these women could ever be independent is because men gave them their independence. Honestly, they made everything easy for them. They built and constructed everything. And still to this day, when men are most of the military, the great majority of the military, the great majority of the police, the firemen, the dirty jobs are done by men. All the infrastructure is still men, and yet they're being told that they're in the way. They're making it hard for us.
They're toxic.
Need to be, and I can tell you, pretty soon in the next 20 years, women are going to start asking for reparations.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they held me back. You know what I mean? It's just
because the victimization of their attitudes now is just showing that's where
we should have just said thank you. I think every feminist should look at every man and say, hey, how we say thank you for your service. We should say that for men, because the truth is that you are only independent because men created things so you can be independent. Otherwise, if this were like 1850, you'd still be looking for Charles Ingalls.
Yep.
You still would be looking for a man that could swing a hammer.
Let me tell you, because when the bottom falls out,
you want to be looking for Bill Gates.
Who are we going to be looking for? We're going to be looking for a man who knows how to hunt and fish and build.
And I tell you, I always have been attracted to those guys. I like blue collar men only because I feel like they can do more with their hands. They can build stuff. They can change a tire. They can do those things. And women say, "Oh, I can do that too." Yeah, but only because you kind of have to. You know what I mean? But the truth is that we do tend to look to men to run downstairs when there's a noise. We do tend to look at men to, we hear something, or can you fix the tire? If you have a man around, you'd rather him do it. You know what I mean?
Come on, I feel like we're just lying to ourselves.
We're just lying to ourselves.
I was watching this video of these, maybe I can find it, I might be able to put it up here, but these oil guys work on the oil field out in Texas, right? And they're, I hope I can find that video. And these guys are doing the most, oh my God, their work is just so excruciating. I just can't believe that it's even a job, one. But two, the fact that they're doing it and with all of their might is just amazing to me. The women in the comments are, oh, I know someone who can do that. But it's a woman. It's not just men that know how to do that. I mean, what, are you crazy?
And which, by the way,
are you crazy?
There's no trying to equal those jobs.
Oh yeah,
trying to find equality in the dirty jobs. No women. They want the cushy jobs, the jobs where they can be in charge all the time. Yeah. But you don't ever see women wanting to equal out the police department, to equal out the military, to equal out cleaning sewers, and equaling out building houses. No, none of that. None of that. It's always the jobs where we can be in charge and we can sit behind a desk and run our mouth all the time. You know what I mean? It's just
human resource directors are always.
I honestly believe the best thing a woman can do, and I am old fashioned for saying this, but it's to be a mother.
Yeah.
I really feel like that is what we were made to be. We were made to mother. And to take you can go work after you become a mother, you get older, but the truth is that we were made to be mothers. And you can see that the fact that women go to work now and they're not at home has changed children because they come home to nobody. Even a lot of times when people are married, both people work, and so the kids come home to no one. You know what I mean? And so I really think like,
well, imagine if you maintain those roles and then we just kept it going. I said it wasn't the 50s and 60s and whatever, and women stayed home, you know, and did the very hard job of raising kids, you know what I mean, and making sure everything's intact there, and the man working, you know. I just think that the dynamic was better. I think women were happier. That's another part of it.
I do think
I actually think women are not very happy right now. Women have attitudes now, and I attribute that to them overworking. It's just too much
we're out
work.
We're out of our
role.
We're out of our role.
Yeah.
We're not in our right role. And I do get it. You know, times are tough. Sometimes both of people have to work.
I understand that.
I 100% agree with that. But I also think that there are a lot of people who don't need to work. Both need to work. And I think a lot of them are working to keep up with the Joneses instead of trying to say that, you know, what's really more important is to me to be watching my children grow up and make sure that they're not on their phones all day and letting their phones be their mom.
I mean, like I'm in the full
understanding.
Yeah, like I'm in the full understanding that everyone's different. Like, don't get me wrong on this. I know that people are different. Everybody has different things they strive for. I know there's women who like to actually work. There's women who like to work. They just like it, you know. And I'm not taking. I just think that when it becomes the majority of women like that, I do think that you're taking yourself out of of your role, and I don't think that makes you a happy woman all the time. I just don't see that all the time. But what I am seeing is a lot of like angry women
and a lot of unruly young people.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
True.
Like I'm talking about white and black. I mean, there's unruly young people just walking around here with their cell phones, just saying anything. I think Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro said that they don't even let their kids have phones. Only a phone they can call, but they keep them off the internet as long as they can because it really does influence. Everyone, but also you are their parent, which is what Matt said. I am their parent. So if I say you can't use a phone, you're not going to use it. You know what I mean? And we used to be that way.
But see, they're in their family life is a very patriarchal thing, right? So they know they can't defy dad. You know, men bring a structure to their homes and to this world
and a safety. I really hope we can find it, but PragerU does a really good video. Allie Beth Stuckey, she has a great podcast. So watch it.
Does.
But she does a really great job of describing masculinity and what it is, and the difference.
Is it how long is it?
It's very short because all their videos are like 5 minutes long.
I think I'm subscribed to PragerU. I am.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, she really does a good job of kind of bringing into a nutshell what masculinity really is and the importance of it. And I love that. You know, I like PragerU. They have a lot of good.
Yeah, you guys should really watch them. They're very informative.
Dennis Prager, he has a really good YouTube channel, but she does wrap up masculinity very well.
Rape, murder, war. They all have one thing in common. Men. Aggression, violence, ambition unchecked by conscience, all the stuff of toxic masculinity, right? And the solution is obvious. Make men less toxic. Make men less masculine. Make men more like women. But I'm here to tell you that way of thinking is not only wrong, it's dangerous. Here's why. When you try to make men more like women, you don't get less toxic masculinity. You get more. Why? Because bad men don't become good when they stop being men. They become good when they stop being bad. Aggression, violence, and unbridled ambition can't be eliminated from the male psyche. They can only be harnessed. And when they are harnessed, they are tools for good, not for harm. The same masculine traits that bring destruction also defeat tyranny. The traits that foster greed also build economies. The traits that drive men to take foolish risks also drive men to take heroic risks. The answer to toxic masculinity isn't less masculinity. It's better masculinity. And we know what that looks like. It's a young man opening the door for a girl on their first date. It's a father working long hours to provide for his family. It's a soldier risking his life to defend his country. The growing problem in today's society isn't that men are too masculine. It's that they're not masculine enough. When men embrace their masculinity in a way that is healthy and productive, they are leaders, warriors, and heroes. When they deny their masculinity, they run away from responsibilities, leaving destruction and despair in their wake. The consequences can be seen everywhere. 1 in 4 fathers now lives apart from his children, and children who grow up without a dad are generally more depressed than their peers who have a mother and a father. They are at far greater risk for incarceration, teen pregnancy, and poverty. 71% of high school dropouts are fatherless. Of all the rocks upon which we build our lives, family is the most important, and we are called to recognize and honor how critical every father is to that foundation. That was said by then Senator Barack Obama in 2008. If we are honest with ourselves, he went on, we'll admit that too many fathers are missing from too many lives and too many homes. As much as we try to deny the need for real masculine strength in society, there's no denying its necessity. Healthy families and strong communities depend on the leadership and bravery of good men. Yet, the current trend is to feminize young men in the hopes of achieving some utopian notion of equality and peace. And it starts at the earliest ages. In the school classroom, boys are invariably the problem. On the playground, aggressive games like dodgeball have long been banished. We tell young men that their intrinsic desire to compete is wrong. Everybody gets a trophy. Don't run up the score. This anti-male tilt continues on through higher education and into the workplace. It has created millions of tentative men, unhappy women, and confused boys and girls. Here's a secret that every woman knows. Women want real men. Men they can count on and, yes, look up to. No amount of feminist theory will change that. I don't know any woman at any age who is attracted to a passive man who looks to her to be his provider, protector, and leader. Every woman I know wants a strong, responsible man. That's not a consequence of a social construct or cultural pressure. It's innate. The devaluation of masculinity won't end well because feminine, passive men don't stop evil. Passive men don't defend, protect, or provide. Passive men don't lead. Passive men don't do the things we have always needed men to do for society to thrive. In his book, The Abolition of Man, English social philosopher C.S. Lewis writes about this problem. He describes the tension between cerebral man and visceral man. By his intellect, Lewis explains, man is mere spirit, and by his appetite, mere animal. We need both. Take away one, and you're left with a man who's either weak or wicked. And in a world of wickedness, weak men are nothing more than enablers of wicked men. Rape, murder, war. They all have 2 things in common. Bad men who do the raping, murdering, and warring, and weak men who won't stop them. We need good men who will. It's not masculinity that's toxic. It's the lack of it. I'm Allie Stuckey for Prager University.
I was about to say when she said that women don't like not strong, don't like weak men. If you ever come across a woman who likes a passive man or wants it or has a passive man, there's something going on with her. She's a broken woman because real women don't want that at all.
I remember I said this a long time ago. And some woman in the audience or in our comments got mad because I said, I like to have a man I can look up to.
Yes.
And so she thought that was
Learn
weird
from.
because I'm a grown up. And I thought, no. I didn't, not just my dad, which was missing, but even my husband.
Yeah.
I would not want to have a man that I feel I'm at equal with.
No.
Because I feel like men have to be the more logical and they have to be the more, I need a man who's more logical than me and I need a man who's stronger than me physically because I feel like, and can see a different point of view and be afraid to, not be afraid to express it because as a woman, I need to feel that sort of protection, that sort of, a little more.
Right.
I can learn a little more from you because you're leading.
Yeah. We're highly emotional women.
Right.
So not having that counterpart that's the logic is just going to make us, not good women.
Right.
So whenever I see a woman that's with a passive man, I know there's something wrong with her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know for sure there's something wrong with her. But yeah, I love her breakdown that, PragerU, you guys should really watch PragerU. It's all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, I just...
Check out Allie's show. She has a good show. In general, she has really great topics and she brings on a lot of good guests.
But we love masculine men. and we believe, and like we said in the other video, the patriarchy should be upheld and should be celebrated. It should not be condemned.
And when I look at people like Jericho Green, Brandon Tatum, ABL, Bryson Gray, Chad Jackson,
Jordan Peterson.
When I see, I'm less afraid of what this country
it makes me feel
become.
very secure.
Because when I look at a lot of things that's happening, it makes me afraid of what's going to happen to our country. But then when I see these types of men, they're still out there.
Yeah.
When I see like that cowboy that cowboy guy that was in the Vice thing. When I see men like that,
and some of you guys in our comments, some of the men in our comments were like, men protect, provide. Like a lot of you men were saying that, and I thought, wow. So there's a lot of men out there like that.
Thomas Sowell. Then I'm not so afraid.
Yeah.
Because then I realize that there are men out there who are truly still men and can save this country if we really allow get out of our own way and allow it to happen.
And as women, we'll stand up for that. We'll stand beside, men to keep that going and circulating. So, but yeah, you guys, thanks for the comments. We really appreciate that. Tell us what you think about this. Do you guys see a decline in like masculinity? Do you see how people are trying to make feminize men more? Post your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. We would love to hear your thoughts on this. And that's it. We will see you guys in the next video. Bye.